Hello, I'm Gabriella. Welcome to the experimental still life experience. I'm so happy that you decided to explore your acrylic painting and mixed media with the subject of still life. As you know, I'm going to be going live once a week until the end of August, but I'm still going to have a presence in your permanent Facebook group and in the group on the course platform. You can choose either of those to join if you want to communicate with others and share your work as well. That is the only place that I'm going to be giving you feedback on your actual work. So if you want that, do make sure you join one of the groups. The other thing I wanted to say in terms of communicating with me, you know you can ask me questions at any point privately. And to do that, the best way is to use the speech bubble, which I think is down there somewhere, when you're actually logged into the course. That way I can keep a much better track on our conversation and refer back to things that you may have asked in the past. If you send me an email, the chances are either it may go to my spam or it may just get lost among my many thousands of emails. Yes, I am one of those people, I'm afraid. So please do that. So in the first module, we are concentrating on drawing, and the key thing is to let most of that be observational drawing so that you become really comfortable at translating what you see onto a surface. So this does not have to be drawing in pencil. You can draw with anything you like. In fact, you could just paint every single day in a sketch-like manner on pieces of paper or in your sketchbook. That all counts because obviously, ultimately, we're moving towards painting. So even if you want to paint in an abstract way, you've kind of got to abstract from something. And if you've built up the confidence to translate what you see onto a surface, then you're going to be able to store those memories and bring them out when you're working in an abstract way, when you're working from your imagination. You're just going to feel much more fluent. So that's the purpose of doing a daily drawing of some sort. And I'm going to be doing that with you. And I'm also going to be accountable, showing you what I do every week when we meet. So in module 2, what we're going to do there is look at colour and composition. So we're going to start out in a really simple way with black and white, tonally, using collage and mark making. So you're going to be exploring that more in that module. And then we'll move into colour as well, really looking at tone and value and playing around with colour palettes, which is really fun. And then you can even mix up your favourite colour palette into jars and then carry that through into the experimental module, which is module number 3. And that's where you will play with all sorts of different processes and different ways of applying the paint, using masking, using the jelly plate, perhaps even using oil pastel, even though we know that ideally you shouldn't paint acrylic on top of oil. It could be a really interesting technique to use in certain areas of your painting. So these are things that you could explore, and all the little discoveries you make will go to make your painting much richer. And there may well be things that you try that you just don't like, and that's fine. In fact, that's really good because then you can dismiss them and you don't need to worry about having to explore them. And then in module 4, you are going to be painting from observation. That does not mean that you have to paint realistically, although you absolutely could if you wanted to. It could mean painting very loosely and expressively. Or it could mean painting somewhere in between, and that's what you're going to discover. So once you've worked out how you like to paint observationally, that is going to be very informative and helpful when in module 5 you work from your imagination. Painting from the inside out is all about painting intuitively, painting from your memories, painting to convey emotions and ideas. So that's what you're going to explore in that module. And you'll also have an opportunity to create a collection of small works. Those of you that have done hotcakes with me, you will recognise the film of the actual painting of a small collection. That will be in the course. But I'm very likely to be doing some more examples on the live session as well. Although I may decide that personally I want to explore working a little bit larger. So we'll see. The whole point of the lives is that I'm going to be picking and choosing what I decide to do myself and share that with you. So all the way through the course, I really encourage you not to just rely on the lives, because there is so much richness in the course material itself. I've put everything that I feel is the most informative and most interesting from the last 4 years into this course. So yeah, as I say, don't rely on the lives. Do make sure that you read and watch everything you possibly can, that you have time for, of course, and that you're interested in the course itself. And then the lives are almost like a bonus on top of that, where you can communicate with me in real time. But even if you can't make the lives, you can still watch them and send me a message in the chat bubble, and I'll get back to you in answer to your question. Or, of course, you can ask the question underneath the replay in the comments section of the course, and I'll always reply to you whenever I see those. So once you've worked from your imagination, that's the point that we are going to move to abstraction. And it might feel like a bit of a jump, an awkward jump, but I still think by then you've got so much experience under your belt that you will be able to approach abstraction knowing whether you enjoy working from your imagination or a combination of imagination and reality, and you can incorporate those things into the way you approach abstraction. There's a big trend for creating your own vessels and actually drawing and painting from those. So that might be something that you want to do. You might want to imagine some amazing, quite large scale paper constructions and then make them and set those up and then abstract your painting from what you've created. So that's one idea that I've literally just thought of that second. So there we can discuss things like this in the lives or even in the Facebook group. Finally, in Module 7, we paint at scale. So this might mean sort of medium size for you, or it might mean something as large as that painting at the back that I've done, which actually was fast, but I really love it. It's simple. It's really predominantly only a couple of colours, maybe 3. There was a bit of a mixture in there somewhere. But that was quite a spontaneous and very intuitive painting, and I absolutely love it. So it's just sitting there as an inspiration for me. To do that, we're going to start off on paper. We're going to work on paper just so you can really experience the brush strokes that you need to make, maybe the quantity of paint, because you really do paint in a different way when you paint large. It's very difficult. If you're someone who does little miniatures that are very realistic, you're not going to be able to approach a canvas that size and paint in the same way unless you're going to paint one painting a year, something like that. And if you are a miniaturist, then don't feel you have to do that module. I really want to instill into you that if you find even just 1 or 2 things in this course that make you think, yes, I love that, please drop everything else and go and pursue that thing. This is what it's about. It's about finding your passion. It's about just feeling excited and lit up by what you are doing and following that, because that's how you're going to get your best work. So that's what I'm really hoping that this course is going to do, that there will be many things in it that excite you, that make you think, yes, actually, I could do that this way. I could combine that with that, and that would make an amazing painting and something unique to me. At the end of Module 7, I do talk a little bit about photography and getting your work ready to sell, if that's what you want to do. Okay. Right, let's get cracking. Get your sketchbooks out and let's see what happens over the next year. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you do. Bye.